Magnum. Good day, value viewers, and welcome back to the Reapers. Today, I hope to demonstrate the use of the AGM-45 Alpha or Shrike anti-radiation missile as used by the Heat Blur F-4E module. First, let me give a big shout out to my fellow Reaper, Dark. He's done a lot of the grunt work. Unfortunately, his system doesn't allow him to record, so I'll be doing my best to fill in for him. F-4E crews can employ the Shrike using a variety of methods. Each of the seeker heads can be equipped with one of two profiles, either direct, in which the guidance and fins are activated after 3 seconds, or loft, or a delayed activation. Guidance will not start unless you're below 18,000 feet. MSL and have had a change in barometric pressure of at least 1 bar, or about equivalent of 3,000 feet. With these two attack profiles, we can have 3 separate and distinct delivery modes, either direct using the weapon release computer set or loft. For purposes of this presentation, we will only be concerned about direct delivery mode using the direct attack profile. The Shrike was the first dedicated anti-radiation missile developed in the United States, based on the AIM-7 Sparrow, but is fitted with a different guidance section, a blast fragmentation warhead, and smaller tail fins. There are some shortfalls with the Shrike employment. The seeker heads are individually tuned to specific radar threats, requiring you to set up the guidance package before takeoff. In addition, the range is limited to 10 nautical miles in direct mode under optimal conditions. The warhead is small, often requiring 2 hits in order to disable a target. And the seeker head has a very narrow field of view, 3 degrees. You have to know where the SAM is located, either through pre-mission planning or by visual identification. You have to fly precisely to get the seeker to point at the target. An example would be the gunsight reticle on your F4 is 2.8 degrees as opposed to the 3-degree field of view on the Shrike. And you will be forced to fly through most threat engagement zones. Before flight, we'll have to equip and configure our aircraft. There is a limited amount of information available in the Heat Blur flight manual. I use this documentation, which I have obtained from the DCS website. It outlines what kits you'll have and their effectiveness against which threat systems. Today we'll be going against an SA-6. You can note that there are 5 guidance kits which would be effective against the tracking radar. However, there are only 3 that will provide you with an audible warning. The audible warning is important for proper employment. To equip and configure the aircraft, we'll be using the arm refuel panel off the ground crew option on your EasyCom menu. Notice I've put Shrikes on the available stations 1, 2, 8, and 9. Using the yellow triangle in the upper left-hand corner, I can configure it to the mod that I want, in this case the mod Mark 49 Mod 1, and the attack profile, which we'll be using today as direct. Today's scenario involves myself in an F4
nose, 12 o'clock, SA-6.
Against a single SA-6 battery. We have 4 Shrikes, and I will set them up for the attack. First thing I'll do is turn the flight director on. When I turn the flight director on, it brings the center needle into view. I want to put the weapon select mode into arm, the weapons release direct, arm all 4 stations, turn the master arm switch on, which for this particular guidance package gives me an audible tone. If I want to turn down that noise, I can go to this rheostat at the back of the left console to modulate the volume. Final step would be to place the sight into air-to-ground mode set 45 mils on the reticle. The reason I'm doing this is I want my gun sight to align with what the seeker head of the Shrike is looking at. Keep in mind that this is about the area that that seeker head is seeing, and that I will want to place this on the target in order to get accurate results. Alright, inbound to the target. As I turn away from the target, you can hear the audible tone from the missiles becoming less. Notice also that my needle has deflected to the left. I need to turn back to the left in order to try to center up that needle. Rolling out when I feel the tone is at the loudest. You can notice how it is pretty much centered up. This vertical needle is only accurate if you are wings level. I can also use my RWR. Right now it's showing me the threat about 5 degrees to the left, so I'll go ahead and turn 5 degrees and place it on the nose. And my needle is pretty much centered. The threat's indicating off the nose.
Back to Stinger, 12 o'clock, SA-6.
Alright, SA-6 launch. I'll go ahead and go defensive. Jester will start dispensing chaff for us. Looking to the left to see if I can pick up the missile. There it is. I can see the approximate location. It looks like 2 of them. So I'll go ahead and try to fly them into the dirt. It looks like I've accomplished that. I'll turn back towards the target using my navigation system to orient me, remaining masked. We should be within weapons employment range in about a minute, I'm thinking. Notice we're not receiving any tone. The radar signal has been blocked by the hills. I expect that once we crest this ridge, we'll be able to pick it up. And at that time, I'll want to get my nose in the dirt to try to stay below the minimum altitude. Yep, there it is. Look at my ADI. It's slightly to the left. There, I see the targets. I'll press on in till we get within about 5 or 6 miles, right about here. Then I will pop up. Place the seeker on the threat and Magnum times 4. And got good effects. Looks like the track radar is down. The RWR does not indicate any signals coming from that system. And as well, we got a few welcome side benefits, taking out a couple of flak barriers. Now, if I wanted to, I could reattack using conventional weapons and or call in other assets to take care of this. The Shrike system, although it was used up until and including the Gulf War, was not a very effective system. In no theater of war by any of the services that used it did it ever achieve a success rate of more than about 25%. The limitations of the system as reflected in the module, I think, reflect reality pretty well. And that the only way you'll be able to overcome these shortcomings is to plan properly, coordinate with other aircraft, and fly precisely. I hope you all have a good day, and Poosh out.